Puerto Rico. It's the island that doesn't get to vote for president, but still gets the privilege of being yelled at by the president. Puerto Rico is still recovering from Hurricane Maria hitting them 2 years ago. But right now, they're experiencing a very different kind of storm.
Tonight, a huge protest is underway in Puerto Rico, where the governor is refusing to step down over a scandal involving leaked private messages.
Tonight, more protesters are on the streets of San Juan demanding Puerto Rico's governor resign. There have been other demonstrations in Miami, D.C., and New York. Police in riot gear fired tear gas to break up a crowd in San Juan Monday.
There are now thousands of people at this protest, and political pressure here had intensified after federal authorities arrested several local officials last week, accusing them of corruption. All that pent-up frustration is now spilling out into these streets.
That's right, the people of Puerto Rico are angry. They're in the streets, they're marching. You saw the person throwing the tear gas back, which is next level, because I don't think police ever expect that. It's like, throw it, then it comes back, and it's like, You don't want to mess with people who throw tear gas back. I bet even if another hurricane tried to hit Puerto Rico, it'd be like, hurricane, oh, you guys are busy, I'll come back. And it's interesting that these Puerto Rican protests have spread to Miami, D.C., and even here in New York. Like, it just shows you how far the Puerto Rican community reaches in the United States. Like, you don't see that with any of the other states, right? If the governor of Texas was in trouble, you wouldn't see cowboys marching in Times Square. They wouldn't be like, impeach, y'all, we need to impeach. And now the reason Puerto Ricans are up in arms is because they're unhappy with how the government has been handling the Hurricane Maria recovery efforts, right? And on top of that, there's been a lot of corruption. In fact, 2 officials have been charged with stealing federal funds, which is really messed up. Not only did they reportedly steal Puerto Rico's money, but they even stole all those paper towels that Trump threw into the crowd. Yeah. So for months, because of mismanagement and corruption, the people of Puerto Rico haven't had a good relationship with their government. And what's made things even worse is the same thing that makes many other relationships get worse: text messages.
Governor Ricardo Rosselló has been under fire since nearly 900 pages of a private group chat were leaked and published.
The chat is filled with profane, homophobic, and sexist messages. One of them targeting Puerto Rican superstar Ricky Martin, using an expletive to say, quote, he has sex with men because women don't measure up. Another even appearing to make a death threat against the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz. Puerto Rico CFO texting the governor, quote, I'm salivating to shoot her up. Governor Rosselló responding, quote, you'd be doing me a favor.
Whoa. What is wrong with you, dude? Violence, misogyny, homophobia? And can I just say, it's extra offensive to diss Ricky Martin in Puerto Rico. You don't come for Ricky on his home turf. That's like talking trash about Derek Jeter at a Yankees game, or avocados at brunch, or hair gel at Don Jr.'s house. And these leaked texts from the governor have only added fuel to the fire. You know, and once again, people, we're learning. These days, anything you say in private will not stay private forever. Yeah. I think you text is going to stay, it's not going to stay there. If you want to tell your friend a shitty joke, there's only one way to do it now. You drive to the middle of nowhere, you meet your friend in an empty field, and you whisper the joke in their ear. And then when your friend turns around, you shoot them in the back of the head. You might go to jail for murder, but you won't get canceled. Because you can come back from murder. Look at OJ, yeah. If anything, he's gonna get canceled for his tweets. People will be like, did you see what he said on Twitter? What he allegedly said on Twitter. Now, most politicians would resign after 900 pages of their offensive texts were leaked, but not this guy, man. The governor, he's living la vida loco.
Even under increasing pressure and despite several members of Rosselló's staff resigning amid controversy, still, the governor refuses to step down.
Rosselló insists he won't resign.
I am not proud of what I did. I need to move forward and continue on the work that we're doing for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you need to move forward in another job. Like, I like when people are just like, oh, no, I think we should move on, we should move. You can't just move on and expect everyone else will. You know, this is something I feel like some leaders don't understand. Part of being a leader is being held accountable for what you say. And I know you're thinking, oh, but these were my private messages to my friends. Yes, but it's what you were thinking as well. It's what you were saying. The people know this now. It's crazy shit. And you'd be like, oh, what about Trump? He says crazy shit all the time. Yeah, he doesn't count, okay? Clearly, he can say anything and it doesn't affect him. The rest of us, we're all Billy Bush. That's who we are. He says pussy grab and we get fired, never to be heard of ever again. In fact, before every Trump speech, they should put a disclaimer on, like, warning, do not try this at home. The following comments were said by a professional madman. Don't try that shit. Here's the thing, like, what like the governor and many leaders don't realize that being a leader is about two things. It's about how you do the job itself, and how you represent the people while you're in office. You could be the best general in the world. You fight really well on the battlefield. But when you're giving a motivational speech before the battle, if you start farting, it's going to throw people off. It doesn't affect how you fight, but it's going to completely undercut you if you can't control your farts.
Children, gather round. No retreat, no surrender. That is Spartan law. And by Spartan law, we will stand and fight.